Why am I lost?
I don't think you are lost.
Well, I think we figured out early on, probably last year, that we wanted the film to have 4 parts. And I guess part 1 would be like the introduction to the city. You know, it's kind of like setting the tone of the city. And so, you know, if you're new to St. John and you're driving here for the first time, the 3 things you might notice first off are natural wonders, you know, natural beauty, and then industrial giants, you know, like huge smokestacks and cranes. And then the third thing would be aging Victorian neighborhoods. But we wanted to sort of capture the whole feeling of being in a city that has that weird mix of natural beauty and then industrial stuff kind of everywhere around it. And I think it's also goes with the feeling of the film that you have this person she's having some kind of a crisis, and she doesn't have a place to go. And so she's feeling just completely alienated. And so being in an industrial landscape like that kind of goes with that feeling of alienation.
Something in the way you said I'm becoming homesick. I knew I'd be waiting till the sun came over the heart.
We had both independently been taking pictures, street photos, for quite a while, for years. So I had been taking some more recently in another project. We'd go around and just take pictures of certain streets, and we started kind of discovering the neighborhoods. I think that's what got me interested, was just a feeling of being in different neighborhoods. You know, like every neighborhood you go to has a certain feeling to them, and you want to be able to capture that feeling. And that's the problem I was trying to solve, is how do you capture that feeling? Because a still photo can capture a little bit, but it would be nice to have a way of doing film in just a very short clip to capture, even in 5 seconds, just the feeling of that neighborhood. And there might be people walking. So we did some test shooting last year, driving around in a car with a phone.
Yes, that's right.
Figuring out the style of shooting we wanted and the type of shots we wanted, and just kind of like fumbling around and figuring out how we wanted to do it. But then Jeff suggested that it might be more interesting if there's an actual person in the shots.
Like a character,
yeah,
for people that carry through with the film.
Yeah, and that kind of changed the game, because then I got in touch with Kara, and she was interested in the project, and then we did some test shooting with her, and then we realized, okay, there's going to be something special.
But I won't be afraid to walk the walk, like I've done so many times before. If these streets had secrets, what would they say every time I had to walk away? For all the miles I've wandered, is there even a trace in all the haunts I've haunted? The sun comes up, and I don't want to be in this place anymore, so I open the door.
I think that's partly why we really wanted to do it with a live score, because if you really want to have the feels, you know, for something, it's always different when you see a band live versus just playing it on your headphones. when you're playing live, you do have to kind of stick your neck out a little bit and be in sort of a more of a vulnerable place.
Have you been watching me all this time? You know I always wanted to follow you down into the alders.
But that's part of the idea that's happening in the film, is that she's having these visions, and they're kind of leading her to another place. We're kind of following some of the themes in ancient mythology.
Yeah.
The idea of like the vision quest or the hero's journey, where you're getting glimpses of another world, and you will get kind of called into that world, and then you have moments of self-discovery, and then you discover something and bring it back to the regular world. And that's kind of the arc of a lot of those stories. But we thought it would be fun to tell that story from kind of a female perspective as well, because usually these are all happening with boys coming of age. So with Kara in the film, it was nice to have that being retold from a female perspective.